Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to kind of do like a makeup week in review video, what items that I have been loving, as well as talk about my foundation journey here. Because like I mentioned in the previous video, I have tried out a whole lot of different foundations mainly, and I'm gonna give you a little history, might be a little TMI a little bit, but I'll give it to you. What really happened was I had a hysterectomy. I had a partial hysterectomy, and that kind of threw my skin out of whack. For a minute, it was really dry. Then it came back to normal. It was kind of like really oily, and now it's more like combination skin, and it's just, so when I had oily foundation, it wasn't working because my skin was dry. Then I have this foundation for dry skin, and it's not working because my skin got oily. So, you know, it's just been out of whack, and I wanted to purchase some new foundation. So I used it as an excuse to do so. So here, I'm going to start off talking about my prepping for my foundation, because I guess you kind of need to know that in order to see, you know, how I'm getting the best use out of these foundations I've purchased. So first, I'm using the Andes Nature Nourishing Honey Bee Cream, and it comes in a jar like this, and this has bee honey in it, which helps to soften your skin and diminish the expression lines in your face. And this does an amazing job at softening my skin, smoothing out my face, and getting it ready. The cream absorbs in really quickly, and it is not oily at all. And I mean, when it absorbs in, I can really feel the moisture in my face. And this is how much I have left of this. So I have really been enjoying this. I picked this up from Walgreens, and now I can't find it at Walgreens. So I looked it up online, and I seen it at Amazon. So I'll be ordering some more of this here soon. They have different ones. They have blueberry. They have one with snail cream in it, or snail something in it. But I'm going to stick to the honeybee one. Then for priming my face after I moisturize, I've been using these particular primers before I found my new love. The first one is the Givenchy Mr. Matte. I love this primer. This is going to always be my to-go-to mattifying primer. It works better for my skin than the Becca one because I do have some texture to my skin, and the Becca kind of accentuates the bumps and stuff on my skin. And plus, I think I'm dealing with that combo oily skin, so Becca might be drying out areas that are already kind of dry. So this one right here is just like a perfect balance for me. It's a mattifying gel. It's not a thick, heavy primer at all, and it does a great job in controlling the oils in my T-zone, and it's very pricey, so I use it sparingly. Other than that, I will use the Hard Candy Dark Spot Primer from Walmart. This does not cover or correct any dark spot problems that I'm having. It just held my makeup on really good and smoothed my skin out. So I was loving this. And this one right here, I've stopped using it because, look, I'm all the way down there. This right here is amazing. This is complete, does something different than Fix Plus. It does something different than any other makeup spray that I have. This gives your skin this amazing glow, and it actually is a very good primer. It holds my makeup in as well. I think the electrolytes in here just creates this beautiful glowing canvas to start with, and it keeps your makeup intact all day long. Did well with my oily skin side, and it's silicone free, so it works with most foundations. Haven't had a problem, any breakouts or anything from this. It's pricey as well for this little spray water, but if you're in the market for a lightweight primer, something quick and easy to use, you might want to check this out. This is very good if you don't like your traditional silicone-based primers. Then as far as setting it, I either use the Mario Basuco facial spray with the rose water because I just love how this makes my skin kind of feel refreshed after I have put on all that makeup. And lately, I've been using the Hard Candy Fast and Fabulous Makeup Setting Spray along with the 12-hour primer. These two together are amazing. And I've been using it with a foundation that a lot of people were having problems with getting oily, the NARS foundation. Not only does it hold it in place, it also kind of helps with the transfer because this primer kind of grabs hold like a magnet, like it says, and keeps it there all day long. You don't have to really worry about it slipping and sliding. And at first, I wasn't using any primer with the NARS foundation because I felt like it just needed to absorb in the skin really well. But now I have this, and it's just like a magnet. Like I said, it's attracting that foundation and then keeping it in place. So those are the items that I use to prep my skin before I go into foundation, or I use it to either set my face for the day. Now we're going to talk about the foundations that I finally went and purchased, and I'm just like loving these 3 particular foundations. Up first is going to be none other than the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. And I have the color Sandalwood. I had a hard time. I've always liked this foundation, but I had a hard time getting a perfect match. Sandalwood is the one I chose to go with. Amber Honey was nice, a little bit on the orange side. And I figure I can warm up a foundation better than I can cool down a foundation. So I just chose to go with the Sandalwood, which is a little still yellow for me. But once I complete my face, it works out pretty well. And that's the color of Sandalwood up against my skin. So this was $37 at Macy's. I got the pump based on Monica's recommendation from Clinique, because it does not come with a pump. So I got this from Clinique for $2, and they were selling out quickly. So I'm glad I went ahead and got it now. I can put this foundation on with my primer, and it stays in place all day like it says. It has a matte finish to it, but it's like a natural matte. I'm always going for a natural matte finish, so I don't want anything cakey and heavy. And this has a nice natural matte finish to it. I can mix in my oils with it without it separating the foundation, because I tend to do that a lot with either the almond oil from OK Naturals, or I use the Boscia Sabuki oil. So when I really want like a glowing look, I can mix them in with this, and it doesn't separate, and it still stays in place all day long. So I really like this Estee Lauder foundation. I had samples, and I kept trying different colors, and I just gave up and went with Sandalwood. The next foundation that I chose to go with, and I tried a lot of them. I tried the Lancome, I tried the Chanel, I tried several different ones, and it was just always something that was not hitting it for me. The next one I chose to finally go with, and this one I went back and forth with. I went back and forth with this foundation. One minute I liked it, the next minute I thought it wasn't worth $48 and it was being overhyped. And that is the NORS All Day Luminous Foundation. And I still say it got a lot of hype because it came with a pump. It's the first fluid type of foundation that NORS has came out with in a minute. So, of course, all the NORS lovers were like, wow, we got a new foundation, you know, other than that tinted moisture that came out a while back in the creams. We have a new liquid foundation with a pump. And the bottle is so pretty. So I think it got a lot of hype based off of other things than its actual wear. I actually like the finish of this foundation. I love the finish. I love the luminous look that it gives me. Although it's a little challenging to work with, I love the luminous look in the end. So, did it settle into my fine lines? Yes, it did. It did not accentuate my pores. It did just after about maybe 12 hours of work in the beginning, it settled into my fine lines. But I've combined it with this right here. And I'll tell you, I went and played basketball, grocery shopping, and everything. And I didn't get any problems at all out of this foundation. So I've learned how to work with it. I do warm it up in my hands before applying it. I kind of just rub it in really good. I apply it with my fingers, as I've always done with every other NORS foundation. I think the way NORS formulates their foundation, they're emollient and they work really good with your fingers. So I apply it with my fingers. If you one that don't like to apply with your fingers, you're going to end up wasting a lot of this product and not getting the desired look in the end. So I love this. I went ahead and purchased it in New Orleans, and I went back and forth with the color. I tried Trinidad. That's an ugly color. Even if it matches someone, it's an ugly, dull looking color. New Orleans has this nice, beautiful, warm undertone that really set it out for me. And that is New Orleans. And it can look a little red on me. So I found me a little combination that I've been loving here. And it is this foundation with the, what is this one? Sheer Matte and Macao. I mixed them two together. And I'm getting a perfect balance. And plus, I like that the Macao and the Sheer Matte thickens this up a little bit and gives me a little bit more time to work it into my skin. I already had this one sitting around, as well as the Sheer Glow sitting around. So I just, you know, kind of played with the formulas and mixed them two together and liked the outcome. But I'm going to show you something that just, I mean, I think you really need it with this foundation. You really need it. And that is none other than the NARS Heat Soft Velvet Loose Powder. This powder is meant to go hand in hand with this foundation. This powder is what is going to be used to keep this in place and give you the best finish of them all. Now, I got this from Nordstrom. I do not see it at Sephora. I think NARS boutiques and Nordstrom are the only one, and online at NARS and Nordstrom is where you can purchase this. And this again is the color Heat, and it just is like it is. Like it says, it's heat. It just adds warmth to your skin, sets this foundation in place all day, and just gives you this beautiful poreless look. I've used this with other foundations. This powder is amazing. When I say Photoshop in a jar, that's what this powder is. It blurs. I've tried so many things that claim to blur imperfections and fine lines and wrinkles and pores. This right here and a little goes a long way. This completely blurs out everything on your skin and gives it that photo finish type of look. So I am wearing all three of these today on my face, as well as the NARS Radiant Concealer, which was always a favorite of mine. So I'm wearing all this on my face today, and I'm loving this combination. I even have the NARS Dual Intensity Blush. This is more like a highlighter to me. I have that in the color Jubilation on just for the glow. And this is what that looks like. And I've been loving this over all the highlighters that I've, have recently. And I'll give you a swatch of those. This is that pinky side, and this is the golden one. A lot of people said this was stiff and hard to work with. You can use this wet or dry. And I do use like a stippling brush, a prickly stippling brush to pick this up. Love it. I love this combination. And I've never been a person that went hard for NARS. I kind of always thought the brand was overhyped and overexpensive, but I guess they made a believer out of me this time around. So next, last and final, the foundation that I am loving that tops all of these from a brand that I'm familiar with, but I never have used their foundations or concealers, just the powder. And it is the Dermablend Smooth Liquid Camo Medium Coverage Foundation. When you think of Dermablend, you think of a heavy, cakey type of foundation that you really got to blend in good. This one right here provides twice the coverage of normal foundations. When I go in with this, I don't have to babysit it all day. I don't have to color correct. I don't have to add any concealer. I'm getting the amount of coverage that I need from just a little squeeze of this tube. It's lightweight. The matte finish looks very natural, looks very skin-like, and it's probably the best skin-like foundation that I have seen in a tube. This formula came out, I believe, back in November. It's a new formula that came out, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I have the color Cinnamon. It does not transfer as long as I set it well with this Dermablend setting powder. I don't get very little transfer. It stays in place, and more importantly, I go for this when I'm going to be out and about, moving around a lot, doing a lot of activities, and I don't have time to babysit my foundation. With the NARS, although the look is completely beautiful in the end, I still kind of have to babysit that. I got to check the mirror every now and then and see if I need to blot something away. This, I can go all day, and I don't have to check nothing. I don't have to babysit this foundation at all. It's not going to settle into my lines and pores. I'm not going to become overly oily. It's just perfect. And I'm glad that I, decided to try this out, because for Dermablend, they usually have very thick, heavy foundation. This is not. This is just like a regular cream foundation in a tube. Creamy consistency. Not too thick at all. As you can see, it doesn't look thick. And it blends in amazing. See, it blends in, but you get that coverage that you need. And a few dots of this, is all that you need. I can use my beauty blender, damp real quick, rub it in. Gives a nice natural finish. The color Cinnamon is one of the darkest shades that they have, and it works well with my skin tone. They do have some lighter shades. The color range may not be the best for a foundation, but this is one that I think is just being, It's not getting any hype. It's not getting any hype at all. It doesn't settle into my fine lines under my eye. It comes with a concealer that is out of stock in my store. As soon as they get it back, I'm going to get that because this gives me that most amazing smooth finish. I can't rave about this enough. Sample it out when you're at an area that carries Dermablend. Again, the color I have is Cinnamon. All day, lightweight, flawless, flawless, flawless wear. I receive tons of compliments when I have this particular foundation on. So I can't rave about this enough. And it is the top out of all the foundations that I've recently purchased. I've actually had to sit it to the side because I was using it too much. So that's it with the foundations. It's been a journey. I made my purchase. I'm settled. I'm happy with them. I have several of the foundations to play with when I get bored now. So I'm really pleased with these particular 3 ones. The Estee Lauder Double Wear, the NARS All Day Luminous, and the Dermablend Smooth Liquid Camo are my top picks for foundation going into the spring and into the summer. The Dermablend is going to be great with humidity. So, up next, the things that I've been loving is coming from Anastasia. Anastasia recently went to the Impulse Center here at my Macy's, and I got a chance to swatch out and pick up some things, and I'm going to share those with you. First thing, excuse me, I left it over there. First thing is going to be the concealer, and I have it in 6.25. This is the color. A little of this goes a long way. It reminds me of the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin, where you need just a little to do what you got to do. And this is 6.25, which I believe is an added in shade to this. And I love the color of it. And look how quick it dries down. All of her products dry really quickly. They dry quick. That's dry already. It's not moving at all. It's a waterproof concealer. I use it up under my eyes. I haven't had a bad problem with creasing as long as I'm using a minimal amount to cover everything and set it with powder. I don't get any creasing. I get all day wear. It doesn't budge until I actually go in with makeup remover to take it off. So I've been loving that purchase from Anastasia, as well as the creamy contour kit in dark. As you can see, I've been using a lot of this, and I've been loving this shade right there, the highlight. And I go between these 3 depending on what foundations I'm wearing to actually sculpt my face. And I've been loving this, and that was a great purchase. It was great to see them in public and touch them and feel them, as well as the powder in Tana Deep. This is also a good product. You see a lot of these Anastasia products being sent to everyone on YouTube, and you wonder, is it worth the hype, or are they just overhyping this up again? And this is actually worth the hype to me. It really is. And then I have an eyeshadow quad with 4 colors in it. And oh, y'all, I'm so wrong because I don't remember the colors. I don't remember these colors. I know that this is Hot Chocolate and Sienna, but I have 4 of those shadows in there. And they're all mattes, and they look just like their contour kit. And I didn't realize that until after I purchased these. And I've loved these shadows, especially the Ultra Matte formulas, which is this one right here, which is burnt orange. Down there, that's the Ultra Matte formula. And I love them. They don't look that pigmented right there, but once they're on a primer, they blend in really easy, and they stay all day, and they're just gorgeous, gorgeous shadows. Then last but not least, before I wrap this video up, because I told y'all it was going to be kind of long. Sorry. It's going to be some Anastasia lip products. And we've heard the good, the bad, and the ugly about these liquid lips. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And what I'm going to say is they are not all formulated the same. This is Karina, which is a very pretty color. And when I first put this on, it felt kind of crumbly, and I don't know what it felt like. And you can actually see the crumbly look in the actual, see it? It's just like rough looking, and it felt kind of rough on the lips, although it lasted all day. And I don't have a problem with liquid lipsticks drying my lips out because I still have enough oil on my lips when I don't have lip products to where my lips are pretty much very moisturized and in good condition. So I don't have a problem with them drying them out. I didn't have a problem with that. I think that they are very lovely products. I think they just got a lot of, all the liquid lipsticks now are getting a lot of rave. So I'm not going to say it's just being overhyped. All of them are being overhyped, from LA Splash to you know, lime crime. It's just this liquid lip craze that is driving everyone crazy. These are $20. I still think the Sephora ones were $13 or better. And this is the one in vintage. This one was a little bit smoother and it wore well on my lips as well. Now these two right here, the last two products I'm going to talk about. No, I'm talking about one more. These two right here, I'm loving this. And these are the lip glosses. These are so opaque. And they last on the lips beyond any other lip gloss that I have used. They last so long on the lips. That's what has me impressed. Lip gloss usually goes away after a couple of hours. This stays all day for me. These are better than the liquid lipsticks. I'm just going to have to tell y'all they are better than the liquid lipsticks. And they are $16 a piece. You can see the full line at Macy's and on Macy's.com. This first one is called Doll House. I received this one free with a purchase. And that's this beautiful pink. Very opaque. It's more like a liquid lipstick, but not the drying kind, not a matte one. And then the next one is called Electro, which is this pretty plumish purple right there. And it has some blue sparkles and stuff going on in it. Oh my God, these feel so good on the lips. They're moisturizing and they last all day on my lips. And I drink this all day. Yes, I have a habit of me and my Mountain Dew, honey. It's always by my side and I drink all day. So these last on my lip while I'm sipping on that soda and other stuff all day long. So I'm very impressed at these. $16 at Macy's. Check them out. I think you might like these a little better than the liquid lip gloss, the liquid lipsticks or whatever they were called. I love these way more than that. And they also work really good on top of that because I mixed this Electro and Vintage together and got a real pretty color. So that is it. Other than, wait, one more thing. One little last thing that I picked up at the last minute in Sephora. And this is this Brightening French Vanilla Powder by Besame. And it's a translucent powder. And this is what it looks like. And it has a little applicator. Mine has been used. And it is your yellow kind of powder. Similar to your banana powder. Except this has a brightening effect. Like the Laura Mercier is supposed to have, except I can actually see the brightening effect from this. And I can set my whole face with this, so it is really translucent. I have it on now to set my face with it, and it's translucent. It also helps control the oils and keep me shine free all day. So I think that's what's happening in conjunction with this particular foundation. I love this to set my under eye area. A little goes a long, long way because it does have that brightening effect. And you can find this at Sephora as well. So, okay, let me go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I was wordy, and this video is about 25 minutes long. And I know how people feel about these long videos, but I try to squeeze in as many things as I can instead of just popping on it here with different videos throughout the week. So that is my makeup week in review and the products that I've been loving. I hope you've seen something that you want to try, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Enjoy your week.